Good morning, dear students. Last class we studied about gaseous laws, that is Boyle's law and Charles' law. So Boyle's law gives the relationship between pressure and volume at constant temperature, whereas Charles' law gives the relationship between volume and temperature at constant pressure. So volume and temperature and constant pressure. So we have already solved the problem based on Boyle's law. Now let us solve some problems based on Charles' law. So what is Charles' law? According to Charles' law, at constant pressure, the volume of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. So the questions are there. At what temperature in centigrade scale the volume of a given mass of gas becomes double of its volume at 0 degrees Celsius if pressure remains constant. So always think this law gives the relationship between volume and temperature at constant pressure, and one thing is that the temperature should be taken in Kelvin scale, not in Celsius scale. Okay. So if it is given in Celsius scale, then convert it in Kelvin scale. So first answer 1. Let the volume V1 is V. Let the volume V1 is V, and T1, that is given 0 degree Celsius, that is 0 plus 273, that is equal to 273 Kelvin, and given the volume becomes double, that is V2 equal to 2V, and you have to find out what is the value of T2. What is the value of T2? So according to Charles' law, V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2, or V2 equal to V1 T2 by T1. V1 T2 by T1. So what is your V1? Look here. What is the value of V1? That is equal to, sorry, you have to find out. Not given, V2 given, so T2 is asked. As T2 is asked, then you can write T2 equal to V2 T1 by V1. So T2 comes here and V1 comes here. V2 T1 by V1. So in this way, what is the value of V2? So V2 given 2V, and T1, that is your 273 by V1, that is your V. So in this way, V cancels, that is 546 Kelvin. But question is given, but at what temperature in centigrade scale? So it is given centigrade scale. So in this way, T2 equal to 546 minus 273, that is 273 degrees Celsius. So if the question is asked in Kelvin, then put in Kelvin. If it is asked in Celsius, then convert in Celsius by subtracting 273 from it. So at 273 degrees Celsius, the volume of a gas becomes double of its volume. Okay, next come to question number 2. A sample of helium gas has a volume of 500 cl cube at 373 Kelvin. Assume and calculate the temperature at which volume becomes 260 cl cube assume that pressure is kept constant. As pressure is constant, relation is given between volume and temperature. So this is Charles' law. So according to Charles' law, V1 by V2 equal to T1 by T2, or you can write V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2. Any way you can write down V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2, or this, like this. So in this way, this is your Charles law. Okay. So what is V1? V1 is 500 cm cube, and what is V2? 260 cm cube. And what is T1? T1 given 373 Kelvin. And after, what is your value of T2? Then what is according to what is your T2? So T2 equal to T1 T2 equal to T1 V2 by V1. So T2 comes here and V1 comes here and V2 comes here. T1 V2 by V1. So this is equal to T1 given, that is 373 into 260 divided by 500. So calculate this and divide by 5, and you will get the answer is nearly that is equal to 193.96 Kelvin. So answer is 193.96 Kelvin. Okay, so this is your Charles law. Next come to another question, that is question number 3. So a flask was heated from 27 degrees Celsius to 227 degrees Celsius at constant pressure. Calculate the volume of the flask if 0.1 dm³ of air measured at 227 degrees Celsius was expelled from the flask. So here, look here, if a flask is there, and it contains some gas, so when it is heated, suppose there is an opening, and when it is heated, the volume of the gas increases. So the volume of the gas increases, then what happens? What the excess of the gas that will escape out? The excess gas will escape out, and what is the remaining gas that will? What is the volume of what is the excess gas that will remain, and what is the volume of the container that will remain there? Okay. So in this way, volume increases. So at this temperature, 227 degrees Celsius temperature, what is the excess volume? That excess volume will be removed, that will be escape out. And what is the volume of the container that will remain there? So in this way, so here T1, that is your 27 plus 273, that is 300 Kelvin, and T2, that is your 227 plus 273, add this, that is equal to 500 Kelvin. 500 Kelvin, and given suppose V1 is equal to V, that is the volume of the container, and V2 that is given 0.1 dm² is escaped out, that is excess. Then what is the final volume? Final volume, suppose the initial volume V and the escape volume is 0.1 dm². The expected volume is 0.1 dm². Suppose this is also in dm². Okay, so volume V in dm³, and what is the excess volume that will remove, that will escape out? So V was 0.1 dm². This is the V2. Then what is our Charles law? So according to our Charles law, V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2, or V1 is equal to V by T1 is 300 Kelvin, equal to V2, that is V plus 0.1, V plus 0.1 divided by and temperature T2, that is equal to 500 Kelvin. Now or 500, so this is 300, 500, just you can write V by 3 equal to V plus 0.1 by 5K, and this is 3K. This is dm2 and dm2 already given. Okay, so then multiply this. So 3V plus 0.3 equal to 5V. So 3 comes here and 5 multiplies 3V for 0.3 equal to 5V. Or that implies 5V minus 3V, 0.3 dm cube, and 2V equal to 0.3 dm cube, and V equal to 0.3 by 2, 0.15 dm cube. So the volume of the container, that is equal to 0.15 dm cube. So in this way you can solve this type of problem. So you know there are 4 parameters to measure the nature of the gas, that is pressure, volume, number of moles and temperature. So Boyle's law, the relationship between pressure and volume, constant number of moles and temperature. Charles law, relationship between volume and temperature at constant pressure, and the number of moles is also constant. Now let us discuss some other laws, that is Gay-Lussac's law. So Gay-Lussac's law, that gives the relationship between pressure and temperature. It gives the relationship between pressure and temperature. At constant volume. So relationship between P and T and with V and N, these are constants. Number of moles are constants. Okay. So what is the law? So volume remaining constant, the pressure of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. Look here, suppose there is a container and if you apply heat to it, then what happens? Then the temperature of the volume of the gas, that will increase. So if you give heat, then temperature increases. So it will increase in temperature, volume of the gas increases. But if you keep the volume constant, then what happens? The molecule gets more energy and they strike the container more. In this way, more force is applied on the walls. So the force per unit area, that is known as the pressure. So as more force is applied per unit area, in this way pressure increases. So due to increase in temperature, the volume should increase. But if we keep the volume constant, then the number of moles, that is the force per unit, area, that is increases. Kinetic energy of the molecule increases. Force per unit area increases. As a result, pressure increases. Okay. So in this way, what is this law? This law states that volume remaining constant, volume remaining constant, pressure of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature. Okay, so mathematically V is P is directly proportional to T and constant V and N. Okay, constant V and N, or we can write P equal to some constant K into T, or P by T equal to constant, or P1 by T1 equal to P2 by T2. So this is known as P by T equal to constant, or P1 by T1 equal to P2 by T2. So this is known as Gay-Lussac's law. So this law gives the relationship between pressure and temperature at constant volume. Okay. Let us solve one problem based on Gay-Lussac's law. A gas cylinder containing cooking gas can withstand a pressure of 14.9 bar. The pressure gauge of the cylinder indicates 12 bar at 27 degrees Celsius. Due to sudden fire in the building, the temperature starts rising. At what temperature will the cylinder explode? Look here. So, a gas cylinder that has some gas, and that the pressure gauge indicate that it has pressure that is equal to 12 bar. But it has maximum capacity. It can withstand the pressure of, it can remain the pressure up to 14.9 bar. So its capacity is up to 14 point, can tolerate the pressure up to 14.9 bar. If excess pressure, then it starts explode. Then it explodes. So due to sudden fire, if fire is there, then what happens? Then the temperature increases. So due to sudden fire in the building, then what happens? Temperature will increase. So if the temperature increases, then the pressure will increase and will become more than 14.9 bar. So when it become more than 14.9 bar, at that time explosion starts. So in this way, the maximum limit of pressure is 14.9 bar. So the P1 that is here is equal to 12 bar, and the P2, that is the maximum limit of pressure, that is equal to 14.9 bar. And what is the T1? T1 is the pressure 12 bar at 27 degrees Celsius. So 27 plus 2, 73, it is equal to 300 Kelvin. Then due to sudden fire, at the temperature at which it becomes 14.9 bar. So at that time we have to calculate T2. So we know P1 by T1 equal to P2 by T2, or T2 equal to P2 T1. So T2 T1 by P1, P2 by P1 into T1. Okay. So P2 that is equal to 14.9, T1 that is equal to 300 divided by 12. So this is bar given, this is Kelvin given, and this is also bar, so bar cancels, and in this way you calculate it, that value 372.5 Kelvin. So the temperature it will become at 372.5 Kelvin. So if it becomes like this, then what is the temperature in Celsius scale? So in centigrade scale, 372.5 minus 273, that is 99.5 degree Celsius. So in this way, at 99.5, the cylinder will explode. Next come to another law, that is Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law. So this law gives the relationship between volume and temperature at constant pressure and temperature. Constant pressure and temperature. Okay. So what is the law? This law states that under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, equal volume of all gases contain equal number of molecules. Again I am repeating, under similar conditions of temperature and pressure, equal volume of all gases contain equal number of molecules. So this law states that equal volume of all gases under similar conditions of temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules. So already we have discussed in mole concept that Avogadro's number of any gas at NTP has volume 22.4 liter. That means 22.4 liter of any gas at NTP condition contain 6.023 10 to the power 23 number of molecules. Similarly, if we consider 1 liter of hydrogen, 1 liter of nitrogen, 1 liter of oxygen, all contain same number of molecules. So equal volume of all gases under similar conditions of temperature and pressure. If the temperature and pressure are constant, then they contain equal number of molecules. That means volume is directly proportional to number of molecules, or V is proportional to N. As the number of molecules is related with number of moles. Number of molecules is related with number of moles. So 1 mole means always 6.023 10 to the 23. Half mole means 6.023 10 to the 23 by 2. So in this way, as the mole is directly related with the number of molecules, in this way we can write. So volume and number of moles, what is the constant? Constant T and P. So V is proportional to N. Suppose this is 1 and again, and we know what we know, that N is proportional to N, that is directly related to N. So the number of moles equal to number of molecules into Avogadro's number, number of molecules into Avogadro's number. In this way, N equal to N by Avogadro's number. So you can say, and we know N is proportional to N. So this implies that V is proportional to N. So V proportional to N, N proportional to N, and this V is proportional to N. This is equation 2 at constant T and P. So there are 4 laws: Boyle's law, Charles' law, Gay-Lussac's law, Avogadro's law. Boyle's law, between pressure and volume at constant temperature. So V is inversely proportional to P. And next Charles' law. V is directly proportional to T at constant P and number of moles. And then Gay-Lussac's law, that is P is directly proportional to T at constant V and N number of moles. And this relation, Evorer's law, this is the relation between volume and number of moles at constant T and P. Okay, so these are the four generalizations. These are known as the four laws. Next come to combined gas equation. This combined gas equation is generally derived by applying Boyle's law and Charles' law. Derived from Boyle's law and Charles' law. So, two methods are there according to Boyle's law. You know that is V is proportional to 1 by P. V is proportional to 1 by P. This is equation 1. And V is proportional to T. That is according to equation 2. V is 1 by P according to Boyle's law. And V is proportional to T according to Boyle's law, and this is according to Charles' law. So combining these equations, these two equations, combining these two equations, combining these two equations, we get V is proportional to T by P, or V equal to some constant T by P, or P V by T equal to K, or we can write P1 V1 by T1 equal to P2 V2 by T2. So this equation is known as combined gas equation. This equation is known as combined gas equation. Okay, and this is helpful to determine what is the volume of the gas at NTP. If this gas is generally collected by experiment at room temperature, at different temperature and pressure, then we have to find out what is its volume at NTP condition or STP condition. Then we have to apply this equation P1 V1 by T1 equal to P2 V2 by T2, where pressure, volume, temperature all changes takes place. Okay, this can be solved by another method also. So this law is derived by applying Boyle's law, Charles' law, 1 by 1. Okay, let the volume of a gas is V1, pressure P1 and temperature T1. Let the volume of a gas is V1, pressure P1 and temperature T1. Okay. Then, so suppose then first by applying Boyle's law. So Boyle's law mentions we have to keep the temperature constant. Let the small change in volume is small v. Okay. By applying Boyle's law, that means keeping temperature T1 constant. Let V1 changes to small v and P1 changes to P2. Then we have to keep P2 constant. V1 changes to small v and P2 changes to P2. Then according to Then according to Boyle's law, P1 V1 equal to P2 into small v, or small v equal to P1 V1 by P1 V1 by P2. Let it equation 1. Now applying Charles law. And now P2 remains constant. Let T1 changes to T2 and volumes in first step by applying pressure, by changing pressure and keeping temperature constant. Let the small change, let the volume changes from P1 to V, and again in another step the volume again changes by changing temperature. So let the volume changes, let T1 changes to T2 and volume V2 to V2. Final volume V2, the intermediate volume small v. Okay, intermediate volume small v and the final volume is V2. So this implies that then according to Charles law, V, that is the, so condition V small v by T1, at the small v the temperature is T1, it is equal to V2 by T2, or small v equal to, it is T1 V2, look here, T1 V2 by T2. This is equation 2. In first equation, small v equal to P1 V1 by P2, and in this equation, small v equal to this T1 V2 by T2. So equating equation 1 and 2, equating equation 1 and 2, equating equation 1 and 2, we get what? P1 V1 by P2 equal to T1 V2 by T2, or P1 V1 by T1 equal to P2, so T1 comes here, P2 comes here, P2 V2 by T2. So this is known as combined gas equation. This equation 3 is known as combined gas equation. Okay. Now let us derive ideal gas equation. So ideal gas equation is derived from Boyle's law, Charles law and Avogadro's law. So all the gas laws, by applying all the gas laws, generally ideal gas equation is derived. So according to ideal gas equation derived, this equation is derived by combining Boyle's law, Charles law and Avogadro's law. Okay, so according to Boyle's law, V is proportional to 1 by P According to Charles' law, V is proportional to T. According to Avogadro's law, V is proportional to N. V is proportional to N. Here constant T and N, and here constant P and N, and here constant T and P. Okay, so this is equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. Combining these three equations, combining these three equations, we get V is proportional to NT by P. So to make it equal, you have to multiply by a constant. Instead of K, here a constant is multiplied, that is R. Or V equal to some constant R and T by P, where R is called universal gas constant, or the equation PV equal to nRT is called ideal gas equation. Okay, V equal to nRT by P. Keep it equation 4, and PV equal to what? nRT. So PV equal to nRT. So where R is called the universal gas constant and PV by nRT is called ideal gas equation. Okay, or PV equal to nRT. So this equation is called ideal gas equation. Okay. So the universal gas constant R, what is the value of R? What is the unit of R? That depends on in which way you express this R. Whether you express in pressure and volume, or what are the unit of pressure and volume you have taken, and whether this is expressed in terms of energy. In this way, the value of R depends on in which way you express it and what is the unit you express it. Look here, from ideal gas equation we know PV equal to nRT, or R equal to PV by N into T, that is equal to pressure, volume, moles into temperature and temperature. If the pressure is taken in atmosphere, volume is taken in liter, and moles and temperature taken in Kelvin, then R has different value. It is expressed in pressure, volume, moles and temperature. Another thing I want to say here, so pressure equal to force by area, and this is volume divided by moles into temperature. Or we can express force by area. So force, this is length square into volume length cube, that is the distance cube, or this is the distance cube, divided by moles into temperature. So in this force into length. L to L, that is called force into length, that is work done. So this is also expressed, that is equal to work done by moles into temperature. So in this R is expressed in terms of pressure, volume, mole inverse, temperature, Kelvin inverse, or it may expressed or in terms of the units of energy, mole inverse, and units of temperature. Unit of temperature inverse. So R is expressed in terms of pressure, volume, mole inverse, temperature inverse, or it may be expressed in terms of energy, mole, and temperature inverse. Let us write down what are the values of R in different terms and what is its values. So what is the value of R? That depends on in which unit you have taken the pressure and volume. Suppose we consider about 1 mole of gas. We know the 1 mole of gas at NTP has volume 22.4 liter. As 1 mole of gas at NTP has volume 22.4 liter, so volume equal to 22.4 liter and pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere at NTP, temperature equal to 273 Kelvin, and we have taken N equal to 1. Suppose we substitute these values, then we find R equal to 0.0821 liter atmosphere Kelvin inverse mole inverse. So in this way, if the pressure is taken in atmosphere, volume is taken in liter, then R is found to be 0.0821 liter atmosphere Kelvin inverse mole inverse. Instead of atmosphere, if it is okay, so atmosphere, if the pressure is taken in atmosphere and instead of volume taken in liter, if it is taken that is in ml, 22,400 ml and 1 ml equal to 1 cm cube. If you substitute that this value, then you can find out this value equal to just 10 to the power 3. You multiply this. So 22.4 liter to it multiply by 10 to the power 3. So to this multiply 10 by 3, 1, 2, 3, we find 82.1 cm cube. 82.1 cm cube atmosphere Kelvin inverse and mole inverse. Similarly, instead of atmosphere, if this is taken in dm cube, 1 dm cube equal to 1 liter, and the volume and the pressure instead of atmosphere is taken in bar, it is taken 1 bar, and 1 bar has different volume than that is for 22.7 liter actually. In 1 bar, the volume of 1 mole of gas, that is called 22.7 liter. Then 1 bar 22.7 liter. Then divided by this, you will find 0.083 dm cube bar Kelvin inverse mole inverse. And similarly, if you taken in die in cm square, then you find R value 8.314 10 to the power 7 or Kelvin inverse mole inverse. And you know 1 bar equal to 10 to the power 5 Pascal and 1 Pascal equal to Newton into meter square, Newton per meter square. So Newton per meter square, if you taken the pressure and the volume is taken in meter cube, then find 8.314 Newton meter Kelvin inverse mole inverse. Okay, that is, so Newton meter, that is equal to joule. So you can write 8.314 joule Kelvin inverse mole inverse. In terms of energy, 8.314 joule Kelvin inverse mole inverse. And in terms of pressure volume, Newton meter Kelvin inverse force in meter or dm cube bar Kelvin inverse mole inverse. inverse. So different unit you find R value different. And if you instead of joule and org, if you express the in energy term, that is in calorie, then divide by joule. 1 point divided by 4.184, so that you can get in calorie value. So 1.99 calorie Kelvin inverse mole inverse, that is nearly equal to 2 calorie Kelvin inverse mole inverse. So R value in calorie Kelvin is equal to 2 calorie Kelvin inverse mole inverse. In joule 8.34 joule Kelvin inverse mole inverse. In org 8.34 10 to the 7 org Kelvin inverse mole inverse. In bar dNq 0.083 dNq bar Kelvin inverse mole inverse, which is given Pascal. Then 8.314 Pascal Kelvin inverse mole inverse. And in atmosphere and Cl2 82.1 Cl2 atmosphere Kelvin inverse, and its pressure is given atmosphere, volume is given in liter, value 0.0821 liter Kelvin inverse mole inverse. So for today up to this, and next class we will discuss some numerical problems relating to ideal gas equation and different forms of ideal equation also. So note down this.